one of the conversations that's been going around, in those who oppose impeachment is that this would be a dangerous precedent. We showed you videos yesterday. We could show you tons of speeches from the House floor this morning, but it is exactly the people you'd assume saying exactly the things you'd assume. So we're not gonna waste our time with that. But you should understand that the argument that impeachment would cause greater danger is one that, off the record at least, some of these representatives are saying not just is a consideration, but is actually influencing their vote, they say. There's a tweet from Ana Cabrera. In the category of shocking but not surprising, CNN's Jamie Gangel reports that the White House is putting huge pressure on members, and that members are saying, quote, they want to vote to impeach, but they are legitimately fear for their lives and their families' lives. And then add to that this statement. This is from Lindsey Graham. Supporting the impeachment of President Trump under these circumstances will do great damage to the institutions of government and could invite further violence at a time the president is calling for calm. So Graham is saying there are terrorists out there who might do something bad if we politically do X, so don't do X. That is literally just giving the terrorists what they want. That's saying terrorists don't want us to do this, so let's not do it. And he's at least going on the record and saying that, even though he opposes it. Some are saying they support impeachment, but they won't necessarily vote for it because they're afraid they might be killed. Again, that is terrorists succeeding in their mission. That's where we're at in America right now.
And not only that they're allowing it to happen, but they're openly saying it, which encourages more terrorists. That's the reason why back in the Bush days, it was we don't negotiate with terrorists, because other terrorists or would-be terrorists are gonna go, so that's how you get them to do what you want them to do. I'll do that because I want them to do some things too. It's the basis for conservative talk when it comes to anything from law enforcement to holding people accountable and be like, we have to make sure there's a crime deterrent here. Well, where's the crime deterrent? Suddenly we don't care about deterring crime anymore. And by the way, so they're fearful for their lives and their families' lives, which gives some legitimacy to the reality of the types of attacks these folks say they want to carry out. Remember when they were complaining about Antifa and BLM protesting outside of people's houses during the summer, when they were on the sidewalk, when Ken and Karen in Missouri came out with their guns because they were fearing for their lives? Every time they talked about Antifa and these leftists aggressively and angrily and violently walking up and down our streets, did you once after that say, we're afraid for our lives from BLM and Antifa, so let's do what they say? You never said that, did you? You just said we fear for their lives, so therefore we have to send the National Guard to take them off our streets. Can you believe what they're doing to our country? No, they're scary. They're giving us death threats. And by the way, I believe that they were getting death threats. Death threats happen all the time from all corners of this country because people, for some reason, get their rocks off and threatening to kill someone. Either way, what they didn't do was respond by saying, hey, let's do what they tell us to do. Because number one, I don't think they took their threats that seriously, but they definitely take their supporters' threats seriously because their supporters love to carry out those threats. That's why right-wing conservative white supremacist violence has been on the rise in this country for years, and they've ignored it because it's real and they know it's real.
Yeah, and so you have that connection where it appears to be working. And then also, so let's talk about incentives for the prospective terrorists. Well, it seems like when we do the bad stuff, the Republicans give us what they want. And also, isn't it nice that when we do that bad stuff, we have an entire media infrastructure designed to pretend that it wasn't us doing that. And even if it wasn't that bad. Like they get to do this stuff, terrorize people, literally kill people, kill cops, knowing that Fox News is gonna defend them, all the online right wingers are gonna defend them. They're gonna pretend that it was Antifa. If any of them actually suffer any consequences, it's gonna be described as cancel culture. This environment could not be better set up to encourage acts of domestic terrorism. Not just in terms of making sure that the guns are out there and that the radicalization is out there, but coverage and defense and justification for the terrorists and the knowledge that the right will bow to what the terrorists want. Both in terms of being worried about the attacks, but also sort of preemptively wanting to give those crazies what they want because they know that's literally their base. And if they speak out against those people, they'll probably lose in a primary. So they're facing either losing their political careers or their literal lives if they don't give these terrorists what they want. That's where we're at. For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.